Good evening, folks, and welcome to the West Coast, where everyone's favorite werewolves, the Los Angeles Lycans, are hosting the Oklahoma City Renegades in a Week 5 clash. I'm Brendan Walters here in the booth. Alongside me, straight on the Concorde jet from Pittsburgh, is Jacob Clear. Jacob, how are you feeling so far tonight?
Brandon, I don't know how I got here that quickly. I must have teleported, but good to be with you for this one. It's two teams that are sort of polar opposite different ends of the spectrum here, but both looking to pick up a win. I mean, this Lycans offense has struggled to score points this season, but they get the best matchup they could possibly get in that regard. This OKC defense is letting up over 42 points a game, so it's an opportunity for both of these units to correct those problems tonight.
Absolutely. It's been a tough season to start off for both these teams so far. So, as we take a pause here, we'll just go over some of the previous meetings. Jacob, last time these teams met, all the way back in season 13, which was the prior final season of the Oklahoma City Renegades. They've met 4 times previously, and LA leads the season series 3-1 all time. All 4 of those wins, the home team won those games, so I'm sure LA is looking forward to trying to carry that streak through tonight. Looking at some of the players of interest here, I think the name on everyone's lips has got to be Darius Iniguez.
Yeah, I mean, he provides a lot of spark out of that backfield for LA. I mean, likewise, on the other side, you've got Frankie Don, the rookie, who's still trying to find his feet in the major league. But there's plenty of promise on both of these outfits, still trying to figure their things out here in this season. But LA have struggled to get past that sort of 500 mark. So getting themselves a win below 500 leading into week 6, I think would be hugely important for their season as they try and push for the playoffs.
Absolutely. I think both teams, kicking, clawing, scratching for wins at this point. Pun probably intended. And I think, both these teams certainly had this game circled on their calendars for a large chunk of the season so far. So I think we're going to see the best of both of these outfits here tonight, hopefully. It should be a good one here in LA. As we get onto the field here, the guys are still warming up, getting ready here. We'll have the coin
toss. They just performed the quickest uniform change in league history.
Everyone runs back to the locker rooms. Got to swap jerseys real quick here.
I had the away kits on when they came out. You can't be doing that.
Can't have that as LA wins the coin toss.
Someone's losing their job tonight.
Our hearts go out to that poor soul as LA will elect to receive the opening kickoff here at home. And that will mean that the offense gets the first chance here to crack on this defense, which, as you mentioned, Jacob, is losing quite a lot of points through the first 5 weeks of the season here as the kick is off and we are underway. That one's going to drop at about the 10-yard line, received and brought up well indeed. Spin move there, trying to find some room up the middle, brought up to the 36-yard line as Bubba Tree there. And this offense will trot out onto the field, led by quarterback Sully Richardson. I mean, he's had an okay start to the season so far. 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, but I think really the focus has still got to be on Darius Iniguez. Last week had a fantastic game.
He did, but his longest rush of the season has only been 13 yards, and we know his strength is his downfield speed, so they'll be looking to try and get him into some open space here today.
Absolutely. Got to, utilize that wide receiver conversion speed that he's got there. So far has really just been grinding it out between the tackles, so you'd like to see him stretch it out a bit more vertically here. 1st and 10 bunch set for LA. They'll pass out to the right side there, trying to find the tight end on a quick dump, and it'll only get 2 before Jack Flash steps out of bounds there. We'll walk you through the rest of the Lycans offense. Quarterback Sully Richardson, halfbacks Darius Iniguez, Patrick Rudlang, and Sawyer Stern. Fullback is Dan Curtis. Wide receivers Bubba Tree, LZ Pryor, and Chris Lee. Tight ends Adam Grabowski and Jack Flash. And on the line, tackles Orrin Wilds and Bob Watoska. Guards Hunter Watoska and Alteus Wildez here as Sully looking deep there and finds Jack Flash again. 2nd play in a row he goes for the tight end, and that one is a huge reception down the middle of the field. LA moving quick here.
I mean, you just highlighted the offensive line at the end of that introduction, and Bob Watoska had an absolute clinic here on the edge, just holding that pocket in, and Sully was able to rip that one deep. I mean, that play doesn't happen if he hasn't got a good 5 or 6 seconds to sort of make his decision and let that route develop. That's a huge play.
Jack Flash well down the field there, covered, I believe, by Sabo Kanan. And really, if you got a tight end on a linebacker, no matter who it's going to be, it's probably a mismatch. Richardson sticking with the air game here. That one's going to be pass interference. Laundry flying early on in this one. And it looks like so far LA really wants to emphasize this pass game here against an OKC defense that is leaky through the air.
Again, look at the amount of time that Sully Richardson has to make this throw. I mean, unfortunately, it's a poor decision from the linebacker there to just put his hands on the receiver before the ball's got there. But, I mean, it's going to be difficult. OKC have got to try and send some extra pressure if they're going to get Sully Richardson unsettled here today.
Jan McPherson getting a little bit frisky with Chris Lee there, the 9-season veteran for this Lycans offense. 1st and 10 now inside the 30-yard line already for LA. They'll run the ball there. Oh, it's a fumble! Iniguez put it on the turf, and it's recovered by Oklahoma City. I think it looks like number 56 is claiming credit for the fumble for us there. Aaron Gooden, and I think Shinya Nada was the one to pick it up there. Wow!
Shinya Nada's second game in this outfit, but a huge play for OKC's defense. I mean, they've struggled to get stops this season. That's a huge moment, and Iniguez has had fumble troubles over the season as a tailback, so that's an early warning sign here for LA.
1st and 10 now for OKC. They get to bring their offense out. Pass by Pierce to the left side, incomplete. And we'll take a look at that offense. Quarterbacked by Colin Pierce, coming back from retirement from Indianapolis to lead this unit. Halfbacks Jacob Brewer and Frank Udon, 2 rookies. Fullback is Tiberius Bovine, the Hall of Famer. Wide receivers Christian Bacigalupi and the rookie new signing as of this week, Dallas Sanders. And tight ends Jonathan Kilgore and Stephen McMichaels coming over from Vancouver, making up a very slim offensive unit here. But one that is looking to really make an impact in this one here as Pierce will roll out of the pocket. They're throwing down the field, and that's a nice catch by Bacigalupi.
And he was the marquee signing in the offseason. I mean, he was the sort of the piece that they built this entire offense around. So he's going to get a lot of attention. And you see, he was pretty much double teamed there in that situation. But Pierce still found him in a really nice window, and that's got this OKC offense on the move.
Mike Scott, number 25, going to probably be his shadow man so far tonight, the 9-season vet for this Lycans defense. Going to be matched up with Bacigalupi. You'd think for the majority of the game they send the blitz there on the 1st down, and that one is shut down in the backfield. Brewer takes a loss of 1 there. A good hit on the defensive side of things by Tazzy Blackwell, the inside linebacker.
It's a very inexperienced running back room, this OKC unit, so LA can do well here to lock in on that ground game.
Well, the fullback is a 22-season vet, Jacob, but you're right, both the halfbacks are rookies. So maybe it balances out a little bit there. That one trying to find Bacigalupi on the route again, but that time Scott had it locked down. 3rd and 11 now for the Renegades offense.
He's got to be careful because that's the second time now he's targeted Bacigalupi where he was double teamed. I mean, it's one thing to find him, but you also run the risks that you turn the ball over to find an open man here on 3rd down and long.
3rd and 11 quad set here for Pierce. LA showing some pressure. They'll bring it. 5-man blitz. Oh, it's an interception on the right side there. Picked off by Rochelle Colston down the sideline. Making a spin move there. Udon brings her down at the 17-yard line, but a big turnover there for an LA defense that's struggled to get turnovers so far this season.
We highlighted in pregame that Monte White had all the turnovers for this defense so far this season. We'll add another name to the column in the veteran, Rochelle Colston. I hate to say it though, Brandon, that's exactly what I told them not to do. And try and find Bacigalupi. Again, he was double teamed. They had a corner, and then Colston was reading it as the spy. She gets the interception, and now LA find themselves already in the OKC red zone.
Only the 3rd interception for this Lycans defensive unit through 5 weeks now. It's been a struggle for them to get turnovers. And so, I mean, you're playing Oklahoma City, though, so hopefully, certainly going to be able to get some more there as Flash, again, really seems to be the target of focus there. I'm not sure if he was. Maybe he just gave himself up, as it were.
I don't know if he was touched there on that occasion. I mean, he went down. Seemed like there was separation. He could have gotten up and ran that one away.
Richardson setting up in the I formation. Maybe Jack Flash just wanted to take a quick power nap there on the field. The turf probably not too comfortable, though, as they'll send him in motion. Maybe that's punishment. Richardson scanning the defensive line here. Almost certainly going to be a run up the middle. It is. Iniguez trying to atone for that early fumble and picks up the 1st down. 1st and goal now for Los Angeles.
Yeah, and that's how you know they've got confidence in him. I mean, so obviously he had the fumble on his last carry, and they go straight back to him in another goal line. I said, I mean, they're not afraid to let him kind of control the show here.
He's been busy so far this season, really just, consistently grinding it out between the tackles here, and we've seen a lot of it so far this season as they'll hand off again. Iniguez trying to put the move on the left side, but brought down pretty well there. Brady Clark is the man to make the tackle. We'll go over that Oklahoma City defense here. On the line, defensive end Shinya Nada, linebackers Jad McPherson, Sabo Kanan, and Aaron Gooden. Corners Pharaoh Rains, Thomas and Rahman, and Thomas Rahman Jr., and safeties Brady Clark and Josh Vasquez making up the defense here. This secondary is actually pretty well stacked. As they'll hand off again there. That's the backup trying to make some moves on the left side there. Unable to get to the end zone, but Patrick Rudlang showing a bit of the power.
Yeah, he's been a nice addition to this unit. Obviously, there was some question marks when they took him towards the top of the draft board in the last draft, but he's settled in really nicely in this unit.
The third overall pick, actually, in the last draft here so far, trying to find his role in this offense as they'll pass on the third down. Flash wide open touchdown. He has been the focus man for this offense so far, and he gets the first points of the night on the board. LA's up by a touchdown.
Just a breakdown in communication here at the back from OKC. Unfortunately, they have one defensive back in the end zone and two wide open options that Sully Richardson could throw to, and in the end, he just sent it straight down the middle to Jack Flash, who and now has 3 catches on the game, and you feel probably had an opportunity to score on the first play this drive immediately after the turnover. But if you're LA, that's how you do it, right? You get the turnover on defense, and then you convert it into points.
Yeah, and for OKC there, you bet it all on black and lose it there, expecting to run on the third down and goal. They go to the air and get a pretty easy passing touchdown. Now you're down by a touchdown, and you're going to have to see some response from this offensive unit that just threw an interception here. We'll have to see how Colin Pierce responds to that in this one here. Really has been a struggle for Colin so far this season. 1 touchdown and now his 6 interceptions alongside 11 sacks in the early stage of the season here. Certainly not something you'd want to see for your quarterback.
No, and unfortunately, it's rough because you don't have much protection up front. It's a real opportunity for improvement here. I mean, this OKC unit will be looking to try and get something going here on offense. Unfortunately, they're just hindered by the fact that they don't have many targets to throw to. So they hurt themselves last time by channeling too much towards Bacigalupi. We'll see if they can get McMichaels and Kilgore involved in this drive.
Dallas Sanders as well, another target available for this team. You'd probably like to see a bit of running. That's what they'll do there. Udon getting flipped up in the air there, but he manages to pick up 4 on the nice toss play. Let's walk you through this Lycans defense here. On the line, Alex Perez and Ace Blackwell alongside Selwyn Lane, Nick Brummer, and Bear Winters. Linebackers Tazzy Blackwell, Greg Ward, and Brogan Speraw. Corners Devontae Moore, Mike Scott, and Eden Moss. And safeties Michelle Colston, Monty Wyatt, and Ben Charbs as they run the ball again there. And this time it goes to Brewer, and he manages to pick up another nice chunk of yards, setting up short 3rd and 2 here.
A bit of history for you, Brandon. Frank Udon is formerly known as Thomas Rahman. He was one of the founders of the Los Angeles Lycans, going up against his former club alongside Thomas Rahman Jr. on the other side of the ball.
Certainly a lot of history here in this one tonight. I always love getting a history lesson from you, Jacob. It's so fun as Udon pushes through the hole there easily, picking up a first down. That one, definitely a lot of room for Udon to run into on that one.
There you go. I mean, if there's someone on this OKC unit that knows this defense, it's going to be him. So look for him to get plenty of usage tonight. 2 carries already, and both of them were impressive. And Brewers looked okay as well.
First down, Pierce looking to the air this time. LA trying to send the pressure there. That one's completed well. Stephen McMichaels gets his first catch of the game there, and we're starting to see a little bit of that spreading the ball around in this one here. If Pierce can continue to get it out that quickly and LA keeps bringing that pressure, they might have a chance to just kind of death by 1,000 cuts this defense. 2nd and 1 here, heavy set. Pierce trying to make some adjustments at the line there. Udon pushing through again, picking up the first down, and LA so far, is just giving up these little 4 or 5 yard gains, but really that's all you need in order to keep the drive moving here, Jacob.
Well, this is good from OKC, it must be said, and that last pass was nice as well because they found a one-on-one matchup. It's fine if they want to double team Bacigalupi. You got to find someone else.
Pulling the line there. Oh man, Jacob Brewer was trying to get the help of some of the offensive line in that one and was unable to really go anywhere as Nick Brummer will claim a TFL.
Yeah, got one of the best front sevens in the league on their day. 3 really good defensive tackles on the inside to try and stop this run game.
Here's to the air, stepping back, finds his target. Bacigalupi was open there. Scott gave him a bit of the cushion, and that'll mean a short 3rd and inches here. They really love those curl routes, Jacob.
Yeah, and they're good because they draw physical contact there. So you're either going to get a completion, or you might run the rest that the defensive back pushes the receiver and gets a DPI penalty. It's safe play calling.
10 yards by hook or by crook here as Udon on the pitch to the right side. I think he got it. Yes, he did. That one looked a bit in jeopardy for a second there, but Frank Udon will push ahead well and claim the 1st down. And, you know, they're starting to get within potential striking distance here. You probably need another 15, maybe 20 yards for a field goal to really be a realistic shot. But OKC trying to threaten with this offense here as Pierce will hand off to Brewer, going to the weak side there and found some room, picks up 4 as this offense continues just getting their way down the field.
And the ground game's been efficient. I mean, you really only need to get 4 or 5 yards on each carry, and you can really drive it downfield at the moment. That's what Brewer and Udon are getting.
And it feels like, you know, they're doing a good job protecting the ball as well here, not playing any risky games with this one as they'll pitch to the right side again. Udon's got all kinds of room
nice
on the right
run.
side. Good 1st down pick up there. Tackle made by Monty Wyatt, but not after a really nice gain from Udon. And, you know, the blocking on that one was excellent, Jacob.
That's a great play call. And you see the veteran experience of Tavarius Bovine because he led the way there on the outside and got that early block, and that's what created that channel for him to go through and ran a really good line there, Frank Udon.
Bovine showing a new dog can learn some, or an old dog, excuse me, can learn some new tricks. As that one's completed to McMichaels for a gain of 3 there. A quick pass. That's what we've seen a lot of from Colin Pierce so far tonight. You know, get the ball out quickly. Don't risk taking a sack or trying to wait for something to develop too far down the field when you can take the free yards. 2nd and 7 now. Red zone trip here for Oklahoma City. They'll pitch to the left side this time, and Udon was unable to really follow his blocker that time. Blown up in the backfield by Blackwell, as well as I think Wyatt was there helping out on that one.
Dazzy Blackwell, super underrated. One of the best middle linebackers in this game.
In the gun here, Pierce with a back to his left. 3 receivers on the left as well. They'll send one in motion. That's McMichaels. Crowd loud here at Lycanthrope Field. Pierce stepping back, trying to get out of the way of the pressure. Oh man, he's still on his feet there, but unable to pick up the 1st down. I thought for sure he was going down in the backfield for a sack there, but you know the veteran Colin Pierce showing a little bit of movement in those legs.
I reckon it would be good for Jacob Brewer the what for there because he just stood there and watched that play happen and did not try and set a block. I wonder if Brewer had gotten downfield and set a block. I wonder if he would have picked up the 1st there.
It would have been close, I think, and it didn't look like Pierce was going to give himself up there as Jose Cortez knocks through the field goal. And Oklahoma City, you know, so far keeping this one close, 7-3. A good offensive drive there, you know, sustained and really not making any mistakes. I mean, there's a couple of dud plays in that one, but really felt like they were moving efficiently.
It did, and a good response to a turnover, it must be said.
Tree trying to bring it out there and does not equal his best from last time. That one only gets to the 33-yard line, and Richardson in this offense gets the chance to work again here. You know, if they can get down the field and get another touchdown, we might start to see a bit of a gap opening up here. But really, it's got to be said, the man of the moment right now is Jack Flash.
Well, it is. I mean, he's 3 for 3 so far today and has gotten some really good looks against this defense as well. They've got to tighten up the middle here if they're going to try and stop this Lycans offense because Sully Richardson looks settled at the moment.
Richardson in the I formation, surveying this defense. Gooden in motion, showing the blitz, but Iniguez shaking off some tackles there, picks up a nice 4 yards up the middle and showing a little bit of that power that he's been accustomed to flashing so far in this one. Vasquez with the tackle.
plenty of experience at the back end of this OKC defense. They'll need to rely on it today if they are to get forward.
End of the first quarter, LA leads 7-3 as we have a special message.
Brandon, it's with a heavy heart that the Carolina Skyhawks today announced the passing of beloved teammate, friend, and brother Amari Eaglin. He will be missed, and I'm sure by many around the league, especially us at the Charleston Predators, also the rest of the league. So we're going to have to add 29 to our fourth quarter read through in the chat.
Thank you for that, Jacob. It's certainly not news that I would have ever expected us to have to read on a broadcast. My heart goes out to the Skyhawks family, Larry Eaglin's family, obviously, and everyone who's affected by such a tragedy as Niguez picks up the first down here. And I know it's hard, but to shift our focus back to LA tonight, the running game continues to be a strength of this LA team so far, especially on offense. It's been a very good supplement to Silly Richardson in the passing game.
Yeah, we'll keep it moving here, but speaking a lot in pre-game with Tyler Falk, absolutely loved that guy. Just a massive personality that we'll absolutely miss.
6 yards on the carry there for Rudlang. 2nd and 4 at about midfield for this offense.
Yeah, and again, both ground games are going to be settled today. I feel like OKC have shown their hand, but these two LA backs no slouches either. And Niguez has started off well, but Rudlang, the change of pace has been good as well.
Pitch play there, and Niguez picks up the first down well, and continuing to really move up the interior of the defense here for Oklahoma City. It's tough for them. They have no defensive tackles, only one defensive end, and outside of the linebackers, not really much support in run defense here. So it's going to have to be a step-up moment for that front four in particular if they want to try and stop this rushing attack. Rudlang will pick up 3 there and continuing to chug along now as they get past midfield.
I mean, you can see OKC is sending some pressure into that area, but it's just this LA offensive line at the moment is really holding up the fort.
2nd and 7, split joker set here for Richardson. They'll stretch it out on the right side again there, and Niguez found a bit of room, but Clark met him after a gain of a couple. It'll be a short 3rd and 2 here, and almost certainly I think you're going to see either a run or the return of Jack Flash here for this offense.
I think you stick to the ground. I mean, you haven't rushed below 3 yards once so far in this game. I think you just keep going with what's working.
OKC certainly expecting that as well. The Renegades with 5 down on the ground there. The 2 techs unable to get through in time as Rudlang will pick up an easy, relatively easy at least, first down. Met by Aaron Gooden, but just not in time.
And both of their offenses are basically using the same playbook at the moment. It's just that LA have had that successful opening score. Otherwise, it's been a very even game.
Blitz there, picked up well, and Niguez has some room on the left side, breaking the tackle there, and found after a gain of about 20 or so by Brady Clark. But Niguez, he was a wide receiver, so showing off those hands.
That's why, Brandon, it puzzles me the way that LA use Niguez sometimes, because he's just often used up the middle to try and get those power runs, which, to be fair, he can do, but that's where he's at his absolute best, is those outside runs. He gets involved in some tosses, but that time it was the swing route that got him open. I mean, you do that a few times a game, he's going to end up with a really nice line.
Trying to find whatever way they can to use their good players there. Oh, man, Elsie Pryor with a one-handed catch. You know what, Jacob? It might be a little early, but I'm anointing that the nice hands catch of the game, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL or K23. Nice catch there for Elsie Pryor, first of the night.
Goodness me, that was a grab.
2nd and 3 now. I formation. Almost certainly going to see Iniguez getting some work here up the interior, and they will. He's trying to bend it outside there. Met in the hole by McPherson, and he stops him from getting the first down, and it'll be a 3rd and 1 for LA.
You must be said, Austin Sanders had a bit of a masterclass in his opening draft, and McPherson's been a real sort of bright spot from that rookie class. He's really leading this defense forward. Need another stop here.
He's also got a fun name to say, that's for sure, as Iniguez gets the pitch on the right side. No contest. Touchdown for Iniguez and this Lycans offense as they score their 2nd touchdown of the night here. Oklahoma City trying to keep it close, but so far LA is just, slightly starting to pull ahead.
Yeah, I mean, just watch the blocking again from Watoska on the right-hand side, and Flash as well as the tight end spot. I mean, this is just gorgeous. Dan Curtis involved as well. That's just a masterclass in run blocking on your goal line there, and Iniguez is the beneficiary. That's a beautiful play from LA.
Yeah, Dan Curtis there. Fantastic block by the fullback there to get to the outside and seal off the edge, so that way Iniguez could bend it back on the inside there, as Smith will put through the extra point. 14-3 with 6 minutes to go in this first half here. Another sustained drive from LA. Takes up over 4 minutes of clock.
Yeah, you got to think that head coach Sully Richardson is happy with what he's just seen from his offense, and just the way they went downfield, they were very efficient. They relied on their offensive line, got the job done. I mean, OKC just can't seem to get any pressure on that run game at the moment, but they too have had success on the other side of the ball, so the gate's open for them to get a score here on this drive and keep this interesting.
Brought up to the 29-yard line by Jacobs. The 2025 SFL Convention kicks off the league's 25th anniversary season from July 10th to the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. Hopefully I'll be there, and I hope to see a lot of you there. That's for sure. Jacob, maybe going to be there?
No, we're going to convince Mike Daggs not to put it as far away from me as he can reasonably can.
Fair enough. Maybe we'll have a convention. Oh, man! A sack there for LA. Big one there from Ace Blackwell.
Yeah, another really good, just blitzes the middle and gets home. I tell you, I will get to a convention. It's just location specific. But I wanted to point out, Dan Curtis in the chat, run block is my jam. Well, not only is he not afraid to do the dirty work, he enjoys it. That's the sign of a really good teammate.
That's the mentality you need playing that tough position there as they go down the middle of the field. McMichaels with a nice catch. First down there. Colin Pierce throwing some dots so far in this one, Jacob. He had the one interception to Colston, but he's been solid.
Yeah, and this is the second of his 2 main targets. I mean, if you cast your mind back to week 1, where this team played Queen City, Stephen McMichaels eclipsed 200 yards in that game. He's capable of stuff like that on the field here, and Pierce will be looking to connect with him more as the game progresses.
Going to the air again here, Colin looking down the field. Oh, it's intercepted! Colston again, her 2nd of the game! Oh, wait, no, that's Ben Charbs, excuse me. Ben Charbs gets his first interception of the season, and again, Pearson, this promising OKC Renegades offense, just shut down in the blink of an eye with a turnover.
Yeah, it's disappointing because you could see what he was trying to do, but he just underthrew it. And you can go to Barchi Galupi, but what did LA do? They double teamed him, and that time they had Chubbs in support, and then they had another safety at the back in Wyatt. Both of those two are very much capable of turning the ball over. Chubbs was in the running for Defensive Player of the Season last season. He wants to continue that this season, and he's got an interception for this season as well.
Certainly starting off well in this one as Iniguez up the middle there breaks a tackle and manages to pick up 6 before Clark brings him down. And it just feels like this offense, is really wants to get to Bonchagalupi, and this Lycans defense, credit to Sully Richardson for identifying that and saying we can give you, Udon, who's had a good game so far, but we cannot give you Bonchagalupi. Second and 4 for LA, already past midfield now thanks to the interception there. Rudlang with all kinds of room at the middle. Gooden brings him down after the first down marker, and this offense, it just continues to grind out yards here.
Yeah, you feel like it's already falling apart at the seams here for OKC. I mean, you watch the last two runs, the amount of space that's been in past the line of scrimmage for them to run into, they are not going to venture away from this ground game.
You say that, Richardson rolling out there, going deep down the field. Jack Flash is having himself a day here tonight in LA. Man, he has had a great start to this one and getting another tough catch over the middle there for a good chunk of yards.
Yeah, I mean, it's happening one of three different ways, right? I mean, they're either zipping it to flash in between the numbers, or they're just going with these two running backs in Rudlang and Iniguez. I mean, it's one-dimensional in some respects, but you don't go away from what's working.
Flash 5 of 5 for 61 yards and a touchdown. He's in motion here. Those legs are probably going to start getting tired pretty soon here. They've been working him like a dog in this one. 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Richardson going to throw again here. Time in the pocket, looking down the field. Wide open, Elsie Pryor with a one-handed catch. Showing off a little bit.
Well, that's 2 for 2 for Elsie with one hand. You already slapped the retroactive nice chance catch of the game on him. He had another candidate there. No, and the thing about this one is there was literally no need for it, but he just did it anyway.
Yeah, a little bit of showboating, it feels like, Jake. Or, maybe it's just trying to keep up the streak of only one-handed catches for an entire game.
Yeah,
Maybe he wants to.
I suppose.
He wants to get out of juggling machine practice next week. As Richardson in the gun here, they'll go with the draw. And Iguez trying to find a bit more room. McPherson shuts that one down after a gain of about 2 there. And an interesting play call for Richardson in this offense there to go with the gun and then try and fake him out with that draw play.
Yeah, I don't mind it, but OKC just didn't fall for it there. McPherson's been very good so far in this game.
These linebackers have been keeping their heads up throughout the majority. It feels like they haven't broken off a big one yet. Rudlang with room on the left side. Oh, he's so close, trying to spin his way in. Brady Clark just managed to get Patrick Rudlang to the turf there before he managed to get in the end zone. But it's got to be 3rd and goal from about just on the 1-yard line.
That was another beautiful block from Dan Curtis. I mean, he's putting in work at the moment.
Let's see if he can lead the way here on this one. 3rd and goal. They'll go to the left side. Curtis. Oh, man, it looked like he whisked the block, and Iguez was shut down by Gooden there, and I think looked like a bit of a miscommunication. I think Curtis wanted him to go inside, and Iniguez tried to stretch it and didn't manage to find any room there as we hit the 2-minute warning. 14-3, LA is the lead here, and they're looking to tack on some more points. We'll be right back with you. Welcome back to Los Angeles. Brandon Walters alongside Jacob Clear in the booth. Ron Haynes and Michaela Foraker in the stats truck doing great work as always. And Commissioner Cameron Irvine controlling things, pulling the puppet strings from upstairs as 17-3 is the score here. Smith tacks on a chip shot field goal, and the ball will come back to OKC. They've still got 2 minutes here, Jacob. How do you think they're going to try and go about getting some more points on the board before halftime?
Yeah, and they'll go into their 2-minute offense here and just see. I mean, you've got 4 eligible receivers to try and throw to, right? So you've got options that can make plays. I mean, we know what McMichaels and Bacigalupi are capable of. So you've got to try and find either of those two in a decent degree of space. And Colin Pierce can potentially turn the momentum here, but it seems to be firmly against them at the moment.
Raines brings that one out to the 28-yard line as we get a look at the team statistics here in this one. Only 90 total yards for OKC so far. Doing pretty well on the ground, all things considered, but LA really has had the measure of them throughout this game. We'll have to see if that can change here as Colin Pierce and this offense gets ready to move once more. LA will send the blitz on the 1st down. Pierce looking deep down the field there. Ooh, that one was off the hands of one of the safeties there. That is Ben Charms hunting for that 2nd interception of the night.
Yeah, he nearly got through there. Pierce, again, he's throwing it into double coverage because that's just how LA are playing at the moment. They're just trying to put as much pressure on the top targets as they reasonably can, and thus far it's working.
2nd and 10. Here's set up in. Oh, man, nice pass there. Finding Bacigalupi there, and a rare sighting from him so far. He's really been blanketed throughout this one, but that time manages to shake off the supervision of Mike Scott and get a 1st down.
And that's how you have to use him now. I mean, he's one of those receivers. I don't want to bring up another Charleston player, but he's a bit like Doug Britton, where you want to try and get him in space early and see if he can break that tackle. That's what they did there. Nice little quick slant route. And if he breaks that, it could be anything. In the end, it's just the first down, but I like the play calling.
Pitch play there. Udon blown up in the backfield. That is Ace Blackwell, who's had a great start to this one so far. Got the sack and notches up his second TFL in this one. And I mean, I liked going back to that last play, Jacob. I like the way that they used Jonathan Kilgore actually to kind of screen there on that slant and give Bacigalupi the room that he needs to actually make things happen. And he is the man in motion to the right side here. Pierce with 3 wide receivers on that right side. LA showing man right, blitzing, and that one just overthrown. Trying to find McMichaels on the quick out route. Does not able to reel that one in. 3rd and 13 now for OKC.
Again, the idea is there, but he just overshoots that one. Pierce. Otherwise, you probably get a good 6 or 7 yards out of that, and it makes 3rd down a extra degree more comfortable. But now you've got to try and convert from long.
3rd and 13. Pierce stepping back, facing early pressure. That one's broken up. Charbs was all over it from the lurking safety position there. Jumped in front of that one. Could have had his 2nd interception of the night on that one as well. And I think Colin Pierce will pat himself a little bit lucky to not have 3 interceptions headed into the halftime locker rooms.
Oh, without doubt. And again, he is putting Bacigalupi under all kinds of pressure thrown to him in that situation. If he's locked up, there's got to be someone else downfield that's got a bit of separation, because there can only be so many defenders on one player.
Punt returned by Tree to the 25-yard line, and LA still got a minute to work with and 3 timeouts here. We'll have to see if they decide to push down the field and try and add on a couple of extra points before this first half is over here. But really, it's been a very, very, almost, I could say, flawless execution so far from this LA offense. Sully Richardson, 8 of 9 for 103 yards passing and a touchdown. And on the ground, Darius Niguez has 11 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown himself. Rud Lang, 6 for 26. First and 10, they'll hand off up the middle. Rud Lang, or Niguez with all kinds of room, breaks it out to the left side. Brought down by Brady Clark at the 2nd attempt there, but picks up 4 yards. And, you know, this running game really has been very efficient so far.
Yeah, you always have to kind of keep your eyes on Niguez. Anytime he breaks that first tackle, you sort of have to check and see if he's going to go downfield. Didn't that time, but it looked like he might have.
Reminds me of a Riley Quintero type. A big guy who can break that first contact most of the time. Rud Lang getting the fantastic run blocking again there. Bends it inside and picks up a good chunk of yards. And man, this running game has been aided so well by this offensive line and by these fullbacks there. That's Ricard picking up the block on the outside that time.
Yeah, I mean, the offensive line and Dan Curtis are getting extra plates of food at dinner tonight, because that's it's been a masterclass in run blocking so far. I mean, obviously they've got 2 backs that are good, but it's been a foundation at the moment that's given them that success.
They're gonna pass it here. Pump fake. Oh, that's a sack! A big one there for Sabo Kanan as he brings down Sully Richardson in the backfield, and that'll be the final play of the half there. So a little bit of momentum for this Renegades team here headed into the lockers.
You got to take every positive you can get, and OKC haven't had many in that half, but they're right there at the moment. This isn't totally beyond their reach.
I say this one is still within grasp here for Oklahoma City. 17-3 is the LA leads at home as we head into the halftime break here. Jacob, it's been, you know, a tale of 2 teams. I think LA has executed well on offense and has been stingy on defense, and Oklahoma City kind of the opposite way around. How do you think they're going to try and attack the second half if they do want to get back into this game?
Yeah, I think LA, it'll be much the same. I mean, they haven't made a mistake besides the stopped run on the goal line, if you could even call that a mistake. More so, it was just good defense from Oklahoma City. You've really, if you're OKC, you've got to start throwing pressure at this ground game. You've got to send another 1 or 2 players into the box to try and get some early pressure. If you can do that, you're a chance here. But unfortunately, at the moment, it looks like Richardson's very comfortable at getting him out of trouble if they get into that situation. So it's going to need to be a compounding effort here from OKC if they're to get back into this game. It's not totally gone.
Not over yet. Let's take a quick halftime break presented by Breaks GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Breaks GPT. Featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more, Breaks GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, breaksgpt.com. Welcome back to LA here. Brandon Walters alongside Jake LeClaire in the booth with you tonight. Ron Haynes and Michaela Foraker in our stats truck doing great work as always. Commissioner Cameron Irvine pushing the buttons and doing a fantastic job as always. As Oklahoma City will come out with possession here to start off this half. We're going to have to see some kind of life from Colin Pierce in the passing offense in particular. As they start on their own 20-yard line, and Pierce takes a sack. That's the exact opposite of what you want to be doing right now, I'd say, as Alex Perez notches up his first sack of the night.
Yeah, the right tackle was frustrated there because he had it, and then he just didn't quite have the angle, and Perez was just way too quick for him there, on around the edge, and realistically, I mean, you've got to give your quarterback a somewhat of a chance to make the decision there and get the throw out. He had no time.
And Perez flashing a bit of the speed there, and if you're that right tackle, you got to try and engage at some point here. Blitz picked up just barely. Pierce with eyes in the back of his head and manages to find Bacigalupi for a gain of a couple there.
He nearly went down again. He had to throw that one on the run almost, just as if he could get that into some space. But man, I mean, they're struggling at the moment big time. They need a big play here.
3rd and 11 for Pierce. 3 receivers on the left side. And trying to find Bacigalupi all night as Dallas Sanders moves in motion. Maybe the new addition to this team can be the spark that they need here. Pierce dropping back. They'll go with the screenplay there. Udon trying to find some room, but shut down. Tazzy Blackwell sniffed that one out immediately and says, "No, sir, you're punting the ball back to my offense."
It's just the parallels are so strange in this game. And Thomas Drummond drafted Tazzy Blackwell several seasons ago, and now finds her tackling his player for a loss of 1 to stop a drive on his new team.
Certainly got to be some confusing emotions going on here as the Eagles will punt this one down the field there. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 43-yard line by Tree. And, you know, the one thing you really can't do if you're OKC is give LA these short fields to work with, because so far it's shown that they've been able to grind out these yards and really move into scoring position slowly but efficiently.
Yeah, I mean, their offensive line is just having a clinic today, and you expect more of the same here on this possession.
Back set here. They'll hand off up the middle. Iniguez with all kinds of room, putting a little bit of a juke move on Clark just for show as he picks up 9. And I got to agree with you, Jacob. This offensive line and these fullbacks are putting on an absolute clinic in how to set up these lanes for their running backs. It's been fantastic to watch.
I just look at the space that he's got. I mean, Iniguez can't believe his luck at the moment when he gets forward past that line of scrimmage. Really got to lock the middle of that defense down here.
They'll hand it off again here on the 2nd and 1. Rudlang shakes off the tackle, unable to get the first down though. Gooden, who has been extremely active so far tonight with another good tackle there. And, you know, trying again, it seems like a bit of miscommunication sometimes between these fullbacks and these running backs, but I would be very surprised if they don't run the ball again here on the 3rd and 1. Certainly set up for it. 2 tight ends on the right side. They'll pitch to the right side. Iniguez manages to pick up that first down easily enough. McPherson on the tackle, but not in time, and this offense continues to motor its way into scoring position.
These are the plays where this is where you use Darius Iniguez, because he can, you know, so with a slower running back, they're going to get blown up there in those toss plays, but because he's so fast off the line, he can get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's where the space is for him to attack it. And they're going to have a lot of success the more that they draw up stuff like that for him.
Iniguez on his 15th carry, still averaging 4 per carry, as Red Lane will pick up 2 on that one. And it feels, like every time they run the ball here, it's just these guaranteed short chunks of yardage that keep the sticks moving here. And really, OKC is yet to find an answer for this methodical drive style from LA. They need to try and force Richardson to pass the ball, but Richardson's been almost flawless through the air so far, and this one is Iniguez on the stretch there, wide open space again as he picks up the first down, and now we've got an injury as this already short-staffed defense is going to lose Josh Vasquez.
Well, I mean, that's the best player on the defense. That's now gone down, so it's going from bad to worse. But again, you give it to him on the outside. I don't necessarily love that play call because he's running against sort of the line there, but it's beneficial because he's got the speed to get back to the line of scrimmage on a more slower developing play. I mean, Dan Curtis is asked only 59 yards. I mean, it's because they've used Rudlang on every second down, which is where they can really benefit from him having those power runs and Iniguez on the outside.
Well, the guard on the stretch there, Iniguez breaking the tackle. Clark cleans that one up after a gain of 2. But, I mean, we've seen this offensive line, and shifting a lot of guard pulls, trying to get this team into a position where, Iniguez doesn't even have to break the tackles. He'll just have the open lanes. Spread look here, though. If they were ever going to pass, it might be from this. No, Rudlang shut down in the backfield. That one's a nice tackle by Shinyaneda. And that'll be 3rd and 10 now, and I think we're going to have to see Sully put the ball in the air here again, which is a potential big opportunity for this Oklahoma City defense.
He's been smart play calling this drive, but the last 2 runs have been very well read by this OKC defense, and they got an opportunity to get off the field here.
3 receivers right side. Richardson will pass. Looking to that right side. Finally manages to break up a pass there. That one intended for Adam Grabowski. The first pass not to go to either Jack Flash or Elsie Pryor, and it's an incompletion for Sully. And that will mean that John Smith has to come out and kick another short field goal for this offense.
Again, it's all about the little wins here for OKC. I mean, they're building. It's not going to happen overnight, but those 2 plays that they had there, 3 plays rather, to stop that drive, that's what you build from. You take something from that and go into your next possession, your next game, etc. and look at, okay, what do we do well there, as opposed to where we were getting killed in the middle of the field by this LA running game. How can we lock that down? They did on that occasion. Let's see if they can build from it.
Absolutely. I mean, you're right that it's not going to be a 1-week thing. This is a process that this OKC team is building here, and you've got to be able to take the positives there. And the defense really, considering they got handed a very short end of the stick there, starting off with LA already on their side of the field, only giving up a field goal. I think you've got to be pretty dang happy about that if you are one of the Renegades players or coaches. As Pierce will come back out with the offense on the 20-yard line again here, 1st and 10. See if they can get something moving here against this Lycans defense. Udon trying to find room there. Perez was in the backfield as soon as it was handed off. It felt like, and him and Greg Ward team up to take Frank Udon down for a loss of 2.
Yeah, for you just saw there, that's what OKC should be doing on their defensive side of the ball, is sending pressure around both edges, because then you can't get it wrong.
5-man set here, getting aggressive for Colin Pierce, looking to that right side. They're trying to find McMichaels. He was triple covered there. Devontae Moore will claim the pass breakup, but Monty Wyatt was also in the area, and I think I might have spied Ben Charbs over there too.
Again, it's just decision making from Colin Pierce. I mean, if you've got 4 defenders on that side of the field in the formation, you have 5 eligible receivers, you have to find someone that's open on that occasion.
3rd and 12 now for Pierce. LA sends the pressure. Should be an opening down the field. Pierce will tuck it and run on the long distance scramble there, and taken down by Blackwell. Short of the first down marker there, and I think you got to try and throw the ball down the field if you're Pierce there. He's not known for having the fastest wheels.
No, in that situation, you have to stop and allow yourself time to see if there's a route that's developed. I mean, he had time to do that, but in the end, he panicked and just ran it. And unfortunately for OKC, it's another drive that's really gotten them nowhere.
Flag on the punt there. I'm not actually sure what this is going to be. Clipping call on the punt return here. So that'll set LA back a decent distance there. Didn't get to see that one as it was happening, but the refs did not like what was going on with that one. Jacob, how many likes do we have on this video so far? Whatever the number is, it's not enough. You got to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you've got your notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action. Help the channel grow through your support. We appreciate all of you here watching this one with us in LA tonight, as Sully will take over on the 32-yard line, and this offense has been humming so far tonight. We'll have to see if they can keep it going. As they snap the ball there, and Iguez trying to find room up the middle there, and that one shut down pretty well after a gain of only 3, and that's McPherson who will get that tackle.
I got scared there. You put me on the spot, and I didn't know the answer. So I don't have the stream up, but yeah, I mean, expect more of that on this possession. They're going to really try and milk this running game down and give Eniguez as many opportunities as they can to sort of break one free.
Rudlang with all kinds of room on the right side. First down there. It's okay, Jacob. No matter what number you said, I would have said it's not enough. You could have said a billion likes.
That's true.
And I would have said it's not enough. We need a billion and one. Nice tackle there from Reigns on that right side there. But Rudlang, you know, just all kinds of room there. As we'll see a challenge flag thrown here on this one. So they want to try and make it a 3rd down in inches here. Some confidence in this defense as Brady Clark will throw the red flag.
Yeah, I mean, on first look, it looked like he had it. I don't think it really matters either way, unfortunately, for OKC. I mean, I just want to talk. He has been good, Patrick Rudlang, today. I mean, this is a bit of a breakthrough performance. There were question marks, and I don't think he's got that. They'll overturn that. But there were question marks in the offseason because LA did sign Sawyer Stern as a backup running back, and then they went and drafted another one. To make it a 3-headed monster. We weren't sure who was going to sort of be left out in terms of the touches, but it's been Stern, the veteran, that has sort of fallen down the pecking order, because Rudlang has been a bit of a bright spot in this unit. Again, they're looking to get some fresh faces in here that they can build around, and I think Pat Rudlang and Eniguez is going to be a real backfield. But once they sort of figure it out, that's going to be a real star point in this offense.
Well, 3rd and 1 here. Curtis in motion to the left side. We might see a run to that left side for Eniguez. We will. Stretch run easily secured there. Oh, Darius Eniguez breaking a tackle, showing off as he's brought down by Brady Clark. Did you see the guard downfield, 20 yards there, Jacob?
Oh, I mean, again, they nearly broke this one off again, but they're just using him right today, Eniguez. That's another one where you just like, look, let's get him in space and let's see what he can do against this defense. It's not for lack of trying there on that occasion for OKC. They've got bodies in the area, but he's just a very good open field player. And now you've got Rudlang back in. You run this one up the middle.
I mean, number 63, Hunter Wataska, was running for daylight there. He was at least 15 yards down the field. They'll pull him on the move again there, and he takes the early block there, only able to pick up 2. Clark has been all over the field, as has Aaron Gooden, as mentioned earlier. Just to get that readout really quickly, that challenge that was successful for OKC was brought to you by Retroid. Get your console to play SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com. 2nd and 8 now for Richardson in the offense here. Eniguez pushing right up the middle of the field. Straight A-gap runs here for this team. Sabo Kanan will notch up a tackle. 3rd and 5 now, and you're probably going to have to see a pass here from Richardson if they want to keep this offensive drive moving.
Well, it's an opportunity for a stop. They haven't had many of those today because they've just been killed on 1st and 2nd downs. An opportunity here to get off the field.
OKC showing pressure. And they will run into it there. Rudlang was fighting for it, but didn't get there in time. Nice tackle by Aaron Gooden will make it a 4th and 1. And the defense, again, standing up strong here and forcing this team to... Oh, no, they're going to go for it, Jacob. They're going to go for it, I think. Yeah, they are. Ooh,
no
boy.
Respect.
We're going to have to see if they can pick it up here as they'll pitch it out to the left side. And Eniguez trying to find the room there. Breaks the tackle. Easy 1st down as he's eventually brought down. But, I mean, I think you're right, Jacob. No respect is about the essence of that play.
Yeah, but again, it's just a perfect play call for a player like this. And, I mean, again, Dan Curtis
I knew you were going to say
has been extraordinary today. I mean, just... You know, I will wax lyrical about Brad Taylor Wright all day, but man, Dan Curtis is looking like one of the premier run blockers in the league tonight. I mean, he's had a performance.
Iniguez topping 100 yards for his second consecutive week. He has had a blinding start to the season so far as Lee, the pass intended for him, broken up over the middle of the field there. It'll be 2nd and 10. And I agree with you, Jacob. I mean, Dan Curtis really putting on a fullback clinic. Any fullbacks who wish to better their game should take notes from this one here. And I'll say it, I am a Joel Harleman enjoyer myself personally, but I mean, Dan Curtis really has been putting on a show for us tonight. As LZ Pryor moves in motion here, 2 tight end ace set for this offense, and they'll pass out of it here, looking over the middle of the field, and Jack Flash again has been the reliable pair of hands for this offense. He has been absolutely stellar so far tonight, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, he can do no wrong, right? I mean, anytime they get into a situation where they feel like they need to throw, that's where it's going. I mean, Pryor's had a couple, but it's really between 3 different players tonight.
Flash with 69 yards. That's a nice number for him so far tonight. Is in motion side there to sit alongside his partner, Adam Grabowski. They'll pitch weak side, though. Iniguez didn't find any room there. Aaron Gooden with an excellent response. And again, you know, forcing this team into a 4th down, although I get the feeling this time John Smith's going to get called up for another field goal.
Yeah, you imagine that this is the sort of time where you feel like you can take the foot off the gas a little bit. I mean, this linebacking core's been hanging around today. I mean, McPherson's had 9 tackles, Gooden's had 7, Kanan's had 3.5. I mean, they're not, they're not getting past the linebacking core a great deal of times. It's just those chunk yardage plays at the moment that are killing OKC. That's how they get another stop on defense. I think it's easy to say because of the way their season has gone, but I think you can take away from today, irrespective of the result, that there's been signs of improvement from this defense.
Oh, absolutely. Thursdays are for SFL-M action. Season 10 is underway and resumes this Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern with Boston and New York playing. In the nightcap, Philadelphia will face San Jose. See the SFL Stars of tomorrow right here on the Virtual Football Network. Jacob, I've been excited so far. The SFL-M has been a fun time so far this season. We've seen some new teams enter in, Boston and New York, and some tight games so far. First and 10 now for Pierce and this offense as they go with the draw play there. Udon with a good amount of room and pulls forward Lane for a gain of 6. That's a nice run from Udon, who's been up and down so far tonight, Jacob. It feels like he's either getting 6 or he's losing 1.
Yeah, he's one of those backs that you need to sort of give him time to develop his run. He's better when he's got a bit of a head of steam. He's not quite as speedy off the mark as Iniguez, but he's got that sort of downfield presence where once he gets some room, he can sort of turn a 2-yard run into a 4, 6, or 7-yard run.
McMichael's out wide, might have fooled the defense there. Brewer was so close to the first down, though. Mark just short there. I think that might be a bit of home cooking on part of the referees here. I think that should be a first down, but they'll keep it at third down and a couple of microbes.
Come on, Brady, throw the flag, man.
He already threw it once. Maybe he doesn't want to risk his flag getting dirty again there. As Udon will push forward and pick up an easy first down to close out the third quarter here in this offense. Just trying to see what'll work and what they can take forward here. As at the end of 3, 20-point lead for LA, 22-3 here in this one, looking to wrap up a nice win for the Lycans. And welcome back to Los Angeles. You're watching the Simulation Football League action here on the Virtual Football Network, the official network of the SFL-M, SFL, UFL starting soon, and so much more coming soon. The Virtual Football Network, where all the best football lives. Welcome back to LA as Frank Udon picking up a nice start of 4 there. As we've got a game update for you from SFL headquarters. Cameron, take it away.
Thank you, Brandon. Houston, Washington, big game tonight out west. The undefeated Trident have 10 third down conversions, including that one that resulted in a field goal. The Trident holding true, 23-13. Houston on the move with 8:45 to go. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. A good game over there on the West Coast. I'm sure for Eddie Gage's sake, he's hoping that Tommy Utah's having a good game because those over-unders are looking a little bit rough, Jacob. But this OKC offense has switched up to running the ball here and has been excellent so far.
Well, he's going to get another carry here, I would imagine, here on 3rd down and short. But Frank Udon has doubled his rushing average yards per carry today. He was on 1.6 to start the game per season. He's at 3.1 so far tonight.
Udon on the counter run there, and he picks up a nice first down. And it feels like this offense is starting to, I'm not sure if it's LA's defense, potentially kind of letting off the gas a little bit, but it certainly feels like this offense certainly is able to run the ball all of a sudden quite efficiently. First and 10 here for Brewer, trying to put the jukes on Tazzy Blackwell, but he is not fooled there. Nice tackle by the linebacker. She brings him down for only a game of 1.
Yeah, he's shown flashes today, Brewer. I mean, he's a ways off from being where he wants to be, I think, as a player, but certainly has shown signs of improvement in that spot as well.
Pierce had pressure in his face there and had Bacigalupi, but the pass was broken up very well by Scott, who really has been Bacigalupi's shadow so far in this one. He has shut down this number 1 wide receiver on 10 targets so far. Bacigalupi's got 4 receptions, 46 yards. And Pierce has thrown at least 1 interception going his way. 3rd and 9 now. LA will bring the pressure off the backside there. That one is right in the hands of. Then you got to bring that one in, Rochelle.
Well, she nearly had a hat trick there, and it was one of those things. Again, Bacigalupi this offseason is going to be pleading with this team to get a wide receiver too, just to take some attention away from him, because he just does not have any kind of room to operate. I mean, obviously you've got Dallas Sanders out there, but hasn't even got any sort of progression on him yet. So it's, LA's defense knows that they've really only got to account for 2 players at the moment, and they've done that. They've done a really good job, and they're going to be able to ice this game on this drive.
3 to the 23. I'm surprised we haven't seen any action for Jonathan Kilgore in this one. No targets. Dallas Sanders has only got the 1 target, which he unfortunately wasn't able to reel in here. So really, you're right. It's been McMichaels and Bacigalupi the entire time here. And really, when you've only got 2 targets to throw to, it's really easy for this defense to pick and choose who they want to shut down at will. And so far, feels like Bacigalupi really has been getting the short end of the stick. And Iguez breaking a tackle on the left side there. All kinds of room. Rahman will track him down eventually. That's Thomasin Rahman, to be specific. But really, Iniguez continuing to add on to his tally.
Well, I said in pregame he hadn't broken one off yet this season, really. I mean, his highest was about 13 or 14. That one's worth 22. So, again, it's improvement on both sides of both of these units, but particularly for LA. I mean, this is a performance that I think they will be getting plenty of film from LA on Darius Iniguez, because they've really used this run game to its maximum potential. That's a great run.
Rudlang up the middle, all kinds of room there, as he'll pick up 6 up the middle. I want to give a shout out. We've been talking about the off line and the fullback all night tonight, Jacob, but I want to give a shout out to the tight ends, especially in particular Adam Grabowski on that last play. I saw him take an initial block, get taken off of it, and then move up down the field to get a second block on the same run there. So excellent effort from these tight ends, really chipping in terms of this run game, as that one shut down by McPherson. And Iguez, I think, lost a yard there, and it'll be 3rd and 5 now for LA.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the run design was there. Unfortunately, the fullback kind of got jammed up there, and McPherson was able to blow that one up. So, good response from OKC. See if they can get a quick stop.
Rookie McPherson, the leading tackler on this defense tonight. He's had a pretty good one. Oh, way down the field there. Chris Lee finally gets his first catch of the, and it's a nice one well down the field there for Richardson, keeping his eye on the dagger throws here. And man, I gotta give compliments to Sully Richardson. He's not been asked to do too much in this game tonight, but he has been excellent when he's been called upon. 10 of 13 for 136 yards and a touchdown. No turnovers for Sully tonight. An excellent, efficient performance from him tonight.
I mean, dare I say it, they've looked a bit like a light Canton tonight from seasons gone, LA. Not much passing, but when it's been needed, it's been excellent. But the run, it's been suffocating.
Iguez gets 3, and Brady Clark. I think we've got to give some shine to the members of this defense. They've been playing quite an excellent games. You know, Brady Clark has got a bunch of tackles. Jad McPherson, Sable Kanan, Aaron Gooden. You know, these guys are all busy notching up plenty of tackles here and trying to keep this running game as contained as they can. As they'll go back to the ground game there. Rudlang bends it inside excellently there and picks up another good chunk of yards. And it'll be a short third down yet again here for this Lycans offense.
That was a great stat. I mean, Iniguez has had 70 yards after contact of his 120 odd tonight. So it means that OKC are getting pressure there early, but they're just not making that first tackle. It could make a significant difference if they're able to change that.
Iniguez bending it inside. The excellent blocking by Curtis and Wataska will once again give him an easy path for a first down there. I also think you got to give some credit to Iniguez. He's so shifty, and it seems like he's been in the weight room a little bit so far, Jacob, because it really feels like these linebackers have just not been able to securely bring him down.
Oh, he is. You can't teach speed, and he's got it in spades. So he's a really exciting player when he gets going.
Rudlang trying to find some room there. That one's blown up in the backfield. A nice tackle by number 42. That's Thomas Rahman Jr., the corner, getting involved there. I think number 92 for this defense was the one that blew up the interior of the defensive line. Jermaine Haley, the defensive tackle, doing some good work and forcing a loss of 1 here for Richardson in the offense. 4.5 minutes left to go in this game as LA will look to close it out. And off to Iniguez up the middle, met by Gooden, and we'll pick up a good chunk of 4. 3rd and 7 now, and I think we're going to have to see if LA does want to try and get that touchdown. Sully's going to have to air it out here.
Yeah, there you go. A couple of stops there, and you know, all of a sudden you've got to force this passing unit to try and force their hand a little bit here. These corners have played well today. They haven't given up anything really on the outside of their defense.
3rd and 7, split back, spread set here. They'll go with the run. Rudlang on the right side there. Definitely looks like they just want to try and drain. They'll kick a field goal almost certainly. Give John Smith yet another one on his tally tonight and try and get out of here as soon as possible, Jacob.
And Thomas Inram on that one. Both of these corners, they've got boatloads of experience in that cornerback room. Both Ramons and Pharaoh Rainsman, they've been around the block a bit. So you've got experience in that area, and it's shown. I mean, really, we've seen 3 receptions to LA Lycans receivers today. It means that they've got some strength on the outside of that defense. It's just the middle that is a little inexperienced and needs tightening up.
Smith puts up another 26-3 now with 3 minutes to go in this one. You say around the block, you know, Pharaoh Rains signed for this defense, and his last signing was in season 16 for the Queen City Corsairs.
My
so,
God,
you know,
yeah, that's wow.
Brady
Clark.
I say Brady Clark and Josh Vasquez have both been in the league for over 10 seasons. So you're definitely right. This defense does have a good bit of experience between them. We'll say that for sure. As the kick is received right on the goal line there. Oh, juke move there. As I think that is Rains trying to bring that up to the 28 and trying to find a little bit of room here. Join Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green for another edition of SFL this 7:15 p.m. Eastern time before the Arizona Scorpions get their shot in prime time against new Western rivals Sin City on this week's Monday Night Spectacular. The kickoff is at 8:15 Eastern with the full Monday Night Spectacular crew right here on the Virtual Football Network. That should be a good one, Jacob.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. It's going to be a real classic. We'll see what both those teams dish up.
First down, Colin will go to the air there and finds his receiver. Nice catch for a gain of 7. Not sure who that was, number 39.
That was Bovine.
Tiberius Bovine getting involved. The Hall of Famer as that one, trying to find Bovine again there, but that one, I think thrown a little bit behind him by Pierce, bounced off of his the back of his pads.
Which I don't understand why they don't do more often. I mean, put him in a tight end spot and move McMichaels outside and just see if you can get him the ball. I mean, he's 22 seasons worth of experience. He's got to be more involved in their game plans.
Well, I think it also probably helps that he is, or was, I should say, a tight end. So I think you'd want to be able to utilize that skill set that he definitely has there. Trying to find one of his wide receivers in double coverage. That was McMichaels there. And again, a case of you bunch up all the receivers on one side and then you try and go to that individual who's alone on the other side there. And LA really is not falling for that trick, Jacob.
Yeah, it's just decision making for Colin Pierce. I mean, he'll get there the more that he gets acclimated with this offense, but it's been a rough afternoon for him, unfortunately.
4th and 3 for Pierce. LA will bring 5 there. Finds his target. I think that was McMichaels.
There you go.
Nice job for Pierce there, staying cool under the pressure there. 1st and 10, they'll stay in the quads. Hurry up to Udon there on the swing pass, and he'll pick up 6. As this offense gets moving here, they want to try and put up some points for pride's sake, it feels like, and certainly moving quickly here so far in this one. Blackwell was in the backfield, but unable to find Pierce in time there, but the pass broken up, intended for McMichaels.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to change it up now. I think they've got the read on that formation. It looks like they're in the empty again, but it looks a little bit one-dimensional at the moment. They've got to try and drop something a little bit different here out of this formation.
5 targets for Pierce to choose from here. 4-man rush for LA as Bovine breaks the tackle there and picks up the 1st down through forward progress there. Pierce just passing the 100-yard mark in this one. As he'll step back again there. Pressure in his face. Bovine trying to find him on that little drop hang route and lane there. Just immediately shut that one down.
Yeah, you know what we call that? That's a hospital pass. It's a shocker from Colin Pierce. I mean, it's a crime that it's taken until the last 3 minutes to get Tiberius Bovine involved in the game. I mean, they've got to, in future weeks, find ways to get him just involved somehow.
Agreed. Down the middle of the field there, finding a target. That is a first catch for Dallas Sanders. Congratulations to him for his first catch in the big leagues. As we hit the 2-minute warning here, OKC trying to put a final point of happiness on this one. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. Welcome back to the conclusion of this one. Brandon Walters alongside Jacob Clear in the booth with you tonight. In our stats truck, Ron Haynes and Michaela Forick are doing great work, and Cameron Irvine producing from SFL headquarters as Pierce will pass there and trying to find Sanders for the 2nd pass in a row, unable to reel that one in. It'll be a 4th down and 2 now for Pierce, and he's already converted a 4th down on this drive, Jacob, so trying to get to do it again.
Yeah, great deflection. Rochelle Cost has been good today. The entire secondary from LA has been very respectable. It's been a good performance from them in that department.
5-man pressure there. Pierce with time, trying to find a receiver. It was McMichaels on the right side there, but covered well by Devontae Moore, who gave him absolutely no room there. And LA will take over possession and almost certainly attempt to run out the clock here with this one. And really, just the defense for LA has been very efficient so far tonight. They've got the 2 interceptions, which was the big struggle point that we addressed coming into the game here, and they've been very, very good.
And I want to point out as well, after this play, I mean, all but one of LA's defenders has registered a tackle today. The only one that hasn't is Eaton Moss, the dime back, and he's been out there in coverage. So it's like everyone's done their job today, and I think Sully Richardson will be giving his defensive coaches a pat on the back today, because it's always a bit of a bright spot when you can walk back and say everyone did something today.
Yeah, really, everyone putting their shoulder to the wheel here for LA and trying to secure their first win at home of the season. Inaugurating this new Lycanthrope field here with a win for the first time, and trying to move up in the standings here as Iniguez will bounce out and get close to the 1st down here. This team, trying to move up in the standings here. This win would take them to 2 and 3, which really puts them in a position where if they can start getting a bit of that momentum forward, they could be potentially looking towards the lower end of the playoffs. Third and 2 now for LA. If they get the 1st down here, the game is over. OKC's been calling the timeouts, but Iniguez will secure that one. Takes a bit of punishment for his trouble, but will ice this one essentially for LA.
It's an important win for LA because the schedule upcoming, it's not easy. I mean, they go on the road to face the team that you just beat in the Bossier City Steamers, and they go back here to play Baltimore, and then they have to travel to Sin City before they bye. I mean, it's a rough schedule for LA upcoming, so this is a really important win. If they can sneak, a win or 2 out of that next 3 and enter the bye week, you never know. I mean, this team could be booking a ticket to the playoffs with any luck. I mean, OKC, meanwhile, they'll get a bye and then they get two games at home against division opponents, against the Chicago Warriors, who are also winless. Then they have to take on the Minnesota Legends. So a bit of a sort of 1-2 punch of desirable matchup and less than desirable matchup for OKC, but some opportunity for improvement. And I think they can walk out of here knowing that there's been some positives today. I think more so on the defensive front, but I think their ground game has shown that it's capable and there's potential there. The more that they can build around these veteran pieces, I think the more that this team's going to see success in the next couple of seasons.
Rochelle Colston swearing in our chat. Wash your mouth out with soap.
That's a fine.
But I think you're right. Definitely that game against Chicago's got to be circled on the calendar here. You've got a bye week if you're OKC to prepare for that one against a fellow winless team there. The O has got to go for one of these franchises. And, if you're OKC, you've got to be looking at that one as potentially your best chance left now to grab a win here. Meanwhile, as you mentioned, LA really has got a gauntlet upcoming. That game against Sin City, as of right now, their standings, that's the only game they have left for the entire rest of the season against a team that is under 500 right now, Jacob. So this LA team is really going to have to dig deep and try and find that extra grit to be able to keep pushing for the lower reaches of the playoffs there. As we've reached the final kneel down, and we will call time on this one, a 26-3 win for the Los Angeles Lycans over the OKC Renegades. It's been a good one, Jacob. We've seen a lot of fun plays from both teams here, and I think both squads certainly have a lot to take away from this one, and they'll go away and get back in the coach film room. Over 200 rushing yards for LA. Excellent job from them so far tonight. I'd like to hear your take for a player of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Rochelle Colston claims that was a typo, but I just saw Cam deduct 10,000 from her player account, so
we know better.
That's a discussion, I'm sure, for league office. But plenty to pick from. I mean, I think the obvious player of the game is Darius Sinigez. I mean, if you put up 140 yards on the ground off 29 carries, I mean, that's better than he's been efficient all season. So that's the impressive takeaway, I think, for today. But I mean, shout out to the offensive line. I mean, Stella Richardson did keep a clean sheet. That's what Rochelle was trying to say. No interceptions, and also I don't believe had more than one sack. So it's the offensive line for me.
I was going to say, I'm going to give it to the offensive line and to Dan Curtis. Fantastic blocking job for this offense. They did great all game. For my partner, Jacob Clear, for Ron Haynes, Michaela Foraker in the stats truck, I'm Brandon Walters saying so long. We'll see you all on Monday. You have a good night.